Hi, this is James from the Malaysian Dietary Supplement Association. Welcome to another episode of our series known as Natural Health with Nutrition and Supplements. And today I have two guests with me, and we are going to be discussing about a company that has been around almost 80 years, and an interesting product of theirs which has been used for 5,000 years. Well, it's actually not that product, but a substance that is derived from that product. And with that, I would like to jump in and ask Bear to introduce herself.
Hi, James. Hi, everyone. I am Bear from VitaHealth Malaysia, and I have Suat Ling here with me. She's our GM of NPD. So first of all, thanks for having us to share our brand's passion and vision about health and wellness that we aspire to bring to the society. And we are so excited to share about VitaHealth over here today.
Thanks, Bear. And we are also excited to have you here. Suat Ling, over to you, if you can just give a brief intro about yourself.
Yeah, hi James, hi everyone. I'm Suat Ling, and as Bear mentioned, I'm the GM of MPD and RA for Southeast Asia. Thanks, James, for having us today to share about the greatness of turmeric.
Okay, so Suat Ling has released the cat from the bag. So the product that we're going to be discussing today is, or rather the substance is turmeric, all right? So I will start off with Bear. Tell us about when VitaHealth was established, and does the name, which I suspect, does it have a special meaning?
Okay, VitaHealth was established since 1947 as a retail pharmacy in Singapore, and then we launched our own health supplements under the brand name of VitaHealth. After all, we are now in Malaysia, Singapore, China, Vietnam, Thailand, Indonesia, Brunei, and Hong Kong as well. So as for the meaning of the name, VitaHealth is a combination of vitality and health. So VitaHealth team is committed to go beyond revitalizing health, and we wanted to help everyone to unlock vitality. What is meant by vitality, which it actually includes physical strength, mental wellness, and passion to move forward in life. So we actually strongly believe that happiness comes with good health and strong mental state, or in a way called resilience. So especially with the increasing level of stress in the modern fast-paced living that bring a lot of changes into our life. So basically, we are always working on formulation and strategy that fits into Southeast Asia culture and lifestyle in a way, because we do have a different body kind of setup things. So to achieve this, we develop a wide range of products for every life stage, for inner wellness to outer appearance. So all our VitaHealth products actually go through a lot of comprehensive studies and strict quality control to ensure the highest quality.
Thank you, Bear. And it's always nice to hear from a company that has been around for quite a long time, established with a lot of experiences. And what I'm hearing from you is that your products are looking at the human being from a holistic point of view, rather than just one segment of it, and throughout the life stages of a human being, almost like from womb to tomb, right? And also, Bay, does the logo mean something? It's a very attractive logo that you have there.
Okay, the V symbol represents for the brand name of VitaHealth, which starts with V. So it also stands for vitality that I mentioned earlier. So with the logo having navy and orange color, navy blue and orange color, it inspires a sense of trust and bring out the feeling of vitality and happiness to the society. So talking about the logo, we have updated the font during our brand refresh in 2019. So we also updated our product packaging and social media to reflect a fresh and up-to-date identity. Because we find out that to having a brand identity that brings out more young and vibrant image to the society, where you can also drive a mission to introducing supplements to the society, not just for elderly or senior, but also for young generation from every life stage.
Okay, thanks very much for that clear explanation, Bear. And I will now let's talk about specifically the product we're going to talk about, which is Turmercare. So I just wanted to check in with you. Does that name, Turmercare, does it have any special meaning?
Okay, the Turmercare is a combination of two words, which is turmeric and care. So tumor refers to turmeric, which is the key ingredient in this formula, and care means care for your health. As we all know, turmeric is now a globally recognized superfood as it potent anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties. It is also a natural defender against many health conditions. So the most common inflammation are like joint pain, skin rashes, fever, and in fact, inflammation happens to everybody, regardless of your age, without you realizing it. For example, when we are having fever, it is inflammation. Or simple sore throat, it is also inflammation. So with these little health symptoms, it can also lead to a major health issues in the long run.
Okay, thank you, Bear. And that is an interesting take on what you have just mentioned. Turmercare is a combination of two things, turmeric and care. And do you care to tell us also what inspired you to actually develop this Turmercare?
A very good question of this, because indeed, this is there's another meaning to this name. We pronounce this product as Turmercare, rather than public will probably read it as a Turmercare, but we say this is a Turmercare, which is when we developed it, it was initially targeted to provide health protection against tumor or cancer. This is why we call it Turmercare, which is to prevent tumor or cancer growth, to target the root cause to it, which is inflammation. As I mentioned earlier, inflammation happens to everyone. So, but we are living in this modern era. The advances in technology has greatly impacted our lives. So the increased level of stress, sedentary lifestyle, lack of sleep, and poor eating habits all can lead to inflammation in the body. So chronic inflammation in the body can actually cause many serious health conditions, from allergies, depression, asthma, arthritis, eczema, to some life-threatening disease such as diabetic, heart attack, stroke, or even cancer. Some, you might see a lot of people telling you they got a viral infection, or even they have immunity breakdown kind of things. So it is all related to inflammation in a way.
Okay, so once again, Bear, you are basically saying that Turmercare, now I'm pronouncing it correctly, Turmercare is actually, again, looking at and keeping a person well holistically, looking at all forms of inflammation. And you have just, listed out so many diseases which are inflammation related, created by inflammation. And you probably also hinted that the modern lifestyle is dangerous. And therefore, we need to protect ourselves in this fast-paced world that causes stress and all kinds of negative effects that come from being fast-paced. So sometimes being fast is not necessarily good, as you are saying. And Bear, I noticed something which is on your left. I guess that is the award that Turmercare won. Care to tell us about what that award is all about?
Okay, this is an award endorsed by Ministry of Health Malaysia. So we are honored to receive this Malaysia Health and Wellness Brand Awards presented by Sinchu Daily and Life magazines. So we are also so proud of promoting this as a general health supplement, where as a daily booster for everyone with hectic and stressful daily lifestyle. So moving forward, our team will continue to develop functional formulations to meet the ever-evolving nutritional needs, where we also hope to help everyone to achieve a better health, especially at these trying times.
Bear, that is very reassuring for all those who are watching this, and also for those who are using Turmercare, that the Ministry of Health has recognized Turmercare for its beneficial effects. Right. So now I think it's time for us to jump in a little bit deeper into Turmercare. So tell us the features and benefits in brief about Turmercare.
In VitaHealth, Turmercare is formulated with curcumin C3 complex. This is a patented turmeric extract that is standardized to contain 95% of the curcuminoids. What makes it different is, or unique from the others is, it is not just curcumin, it is a combination of three main compounds. Well, this sounds a bit technical, but the three main compounds are curcumin, dimethoxycurcumin, and bi-dimethoxycurcumin. Curcumin C3 complex is the most clinically studied natural antioxidant and anti-inflammation. This makes it a gold standard of turmeric extract. And it also provides a broad spectrum of health benefits. Also, it is added with the black pepper extract, bioperine, to enhance the absorption.
All right, Suat Ling. So there are so many words now I have to learn. Curcumin, bioperine,
Yeah.
C3. But it's interesting, it's always nice to know, to go behind the product or inside the product to see how it works, which a lot of people don't even bother about. So that is interesting. And for those who are watching, earlier I mentioned that we are going to be talking about a substance that had been used for 5,000 years. Now, curcumin, or rather, sorry, turmeric has been used by Indians for 5,000 years in their cooking. All right. And
Yes.
we will eventually learn in a short while why using turmeric in your cooking is insufficient to give you the benefits that Suat Ling and Bay are going to point out in a short while. So let me just come back, Suat Ling, and ask you, what makes the C3 complex the gold standard?
Well, as I mentioned just now, curcumin C3 complex is the most clinically studied turmeric extract in the market, with more than 70 studies since 1998. And curcumin C3 complex is a multifunctional phytonutrient that is superior and safe.
So, Suat Ling, I didn't hear that clearly. Is it 17 or 70 studies?
70.
Oh my gosh, 70 studies. That
Yeah.
is really, something that is remarkable, because I would say not very often do we find that many studies for a supplement. Now, even in pharmaceuticals, I doubt any one pharmaceutical compound or medicine has got 70 studies. All right. Normally, it's
Right.
probably at the most 20.
Yes,
I
you're
come
right.
from pharma, so I know that it is not that many. So that's remarkable, that you all have got. There are 70 studies on curcumin. Okay, great. And tell us a little bit about standardization, Suat Ling. How do you achieve that?
Well, standardization is a process to ensure the consistency of the active ingredients. So in this case, it is a curcuminoids in every batch of the productions. For VitaHealth Turmercare, it is standardized to contain 95% of the curcuminoids. And this is prepared through an extraction process from dried rhizome.
Okay, right. And tell us a little bit about bioperine. That sounds interesting. What exactly is that? Where do you get it from?
Well, bioperine, it is also a patented ingredient which is extracted from the black pepper fruits. So this product, this ingredient, it is standardized to contain, again, 95% of the active ingredient, piperine. Studies show that, in fact, bioperine can help to enhance the absorption of turmeric or curcumins by 2,000%, with the maximum absorption shown 1 hour after consumption.
Okay, Suat Ling. So you mentioned that bioperine is from the fruit, not from that, the peppercorn, right? Or the seed that we use to get pepper from. Is that correct?
Yeah, no, it is from the fruits of the black pepper.
Okay, and it's only black pepper, not green or any other pepper.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. So thanks for the clarification. Now, which are the countries, Suat Ling, that the 70 studies have been done on this curcumin C3 complex?
Yeah, in fact, the curcumin C3 complex has been tested in many countries around the world, including USA, Australia, and some Asian countries. Yeah,
and where? Sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, and the results were published in, for example, BMC, Journal of Experimental and Clinical Cancer Research, Elsevier, Journal of Advanced Research, and Oxford Academy, the Journal of Nutrition, just to name a few.
Okay, thanks for that. I was about to ask you that when you mentioned this. So for all those who are watching this this video, at the bottom there is a link that Bear and Suat Ling have shared with me. If you click on it, you'll get the list of the clinical studies and therefore where they have been published as well, if you want to investigate this further. Okay, so that was enlightening, Suat Ling. So more and more, as I hear from both you and Bear, I am getting the picture that VitaHealth is an international company with international studies, and pretty soon, I guess I'll be asking you as well later on where the products are probably also available. All right, but for the time being, let's come back to talking about curcumin. What are the diseases or conditions that curcumin either delays or prevents?
Right. You know what, James? The curcumin in turmeric has proven strong anti-inflammatory properties that helps to block the action of inflammation in our body. And there were positive effects were shown on people suffering from inflammatory conditions such as arthritis and inflammatory bowel syndrome. And it also plays a very important part in preventing and managing heart disease. Besides its antioxidant properties of this curcumin, it actually has been shown to lower cholesterol as well as triglyceride levels in people at risk of heart disease. And research also shows that it can help to reduce the spread of cancer, as well as to prevent the side effect of chemotherapy. And also,
right. Sorry,
yes.
Go ahead.
Okay, and also what's more, there's growing evidence showing that in fact, turmeric or curcumin can cross the blood-brain barrier, which helps to give a protection to Alzheimer's disease. And also it helps to improve mood and depression.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, let me add on a little bit. Talking about mood management, this is another topic that we are really concerned where it could be one of the source of health condition. Because especially during this pandemic, we hear a lot about stress coming from work, online studies, coping with multiple roles when you're working at home, like a role of employee and parent at the same time, especially those that they have kids at home, they have old parents at home at the same time. So even worse, like pay cut or even losing our source of income. So you do hear about teenagers having depression, commit suicide, and even I saw a news talking about this elderly at 87 years old, she just suicide at home. So this clearly actually address the importance of mental health, whereby many of us still in denial about it.
That's a good point, Bear, that you are adding on to what Suat Ling has already mentioned. A lot of us tend to think that working from home is, hunky-dory and without any, mental strain. It's not just working in the office, but even working from home can cause you depression and other, mental health issues as well.
Correct.
So that is a point that a lot of us tend to forget sometimes. Yeah, but we are very familiar with the other things that Suat Ling mentioned, like cancer and heart disease and stuff like that. That's pretty common. But I think mental health always escapes, people's recognition completely. All right. So I just need to clarify this once again. So I'm going to be asking you this. You had mentioned which are the diseases and conditions that curcumin either delays or prevents. So therefore, what type of patients or people would benefit from curcumin or C3 complex?
Okay, we actually encourage everyone to take Turmercare. In order to give a quick fix to joint pain or frequent inflammation symptoms, of course, you will recommend Turmercare, which is a quick fix. But anyhow, you don't have to wait until you have certain illness only you start taking it. Yes, all this while, many may think that a supplement is only for elderly. And in fact, young adults and kids, they need supplement and turmeric as well. So even healthy people like us, we can take it as a daily health booster. So my family and I and many of my colleagues, we have been taking it for years and we do receive really good feedback. So we are believers of the wonders of turmeric to manage the inflammation in our body so it doesn't go haywire. So and recently, VitaHealth also launched a new kids turmeric products called Super Gum that is to improve kids' immunity. So we target at immunity as well. So this is, we consider it as a common product already.
So Bear, that gum, is that chewables?
Yep, it's a chewable gum.
Right. So therefore, Bear, what you are saying is that Turmercare can be used from children up to the elderly, and therefore, from when we talk about children, from what age can they start taking Turmercare?
We advise those that you know how to chew. Of course, it's like 5 years old onwards. Yeah, it is better to have that. If it's too young, then it's not so encouraged. Yeah. For a
Okay,
quick
great.
fix, of course, joint pain and inflammation symptom is the one that you will see a very significant improvement, whereas the rest of it will be a prevention and a maintenance kind of booster.
Okay, right. So once again, from 5 years and above, you can take Turmercare, right?
Turmeric.
And all. Beg your pardon, B?
5 years and above, you can take turmeric, but not Turmercare.
Oh, right. 5 years and above, you take turmeric. Okay, great. Yeah. So thanks for the clarification, Bear. So 5 years and above, you can take turmeric. Okay, right. So let's go into something else, because earlier I mentioned that there are people who use turmeric while cooking. Now, I just wanted to make sure that people understand that when you use it in cooking, you are not getting the sufficient quantities of curcumin, which is the active substance or compound. So am I right, Suat Ling or Bear, to say that curcumin and turmeric are not exactly the same?
All right. Curcumin is in fact the main component in turmeric extract, which give turmeric its bright yellow color and the health benefits.
Okay, all right. And Suat Ling, I just want to come back to what you had earlier mentioned. You had mentioned earlier about antioxidants, and I think I heard you say free radicals, or maybe not. So do you care to just help us understand what are these free radicals? How do they form? What do they do to our body?
All right. Yeah, free radical, also known as reactive oxygen species, or ROS, they are the unstable atoms or molecules that form in our body of our daily as part of our daily metabolic process, or from external sources such as exposure to X-ray, cigarette smoking, air pollutants, and industrial chemical. In fact, our body has our own system to regulate and fight against free radicals. However, the keyword is excessive. Excessive of free radicals can cause oxidative stress, which will lead to many modern diseases. And of course, we know that free radical can cause inflammation. Prolonged inflammation will also produce free radical in the body.
Okay, so once again, you are talking about inflammation and how free radicals cause this inflammation. And I think, in most countries, whether we are in Asia or Europe or even in Americas, we all live, many of us live in urban areas, and there is so much of pollution, industrial pollution or other types of pollution that we all face. So that is also causing this, as you say, ROS,
correct,
or free radicals. Yeah, so that's a new word or phrase that I learned today, ROS. And again, you have mentioned also stress. Yeah, so stress could also create more free radicals. Is that correct?
Yeah, you're right. When we are stressed, we will produce more free radicals in the body.
Okay. And what is the danger, or rather, what does this free radicals cause the body?
Yeah. In fact, free radicals are necessary in our body. They act as a body defense system to fight against harmful bacteria and infections. However, as I mentioned just now, excessive free radicals, it will lead to many diseases such as Alzheimer's disease, cardiovascular disease, inflammatory condition, in even aging.
Something is interesting. Now you have just brought up Alzheimer's as well, which is a brain problem. And I've been reading for the last, I would say, 5 or maybe even 7 years, that Alzheimer's is being recognized as an inflammatory disease as well. Is that correct, Suat Ling?
Yeah, correct. It's actually the inflammation in your brain, and turmeric can, because of its properties or ability to cross the blood-brain barrier, it can help to protect the brain and improve mood as well.
Okay, thank you, Suat Ling. But I know we can go very deep into this mental health issues and the blood-brain barrier, but we are not going to do that. You can Google it. Whoever's watching this, if you want to know about the blood-brain barrier, you can Google it because it is a huge subject as well. But it's great from what Suat Ling is telling us that because curcumin crosses the blood-brain barrier, it helps to protect the brain as well from Alzheimer's. Okay, so now we are going to move into some practical questions, and I would like to ask Bear, where is Turmercare manufactured?
It is a US made product.
Okay, and which are the countries that Turmercare is currently available in, Bear?
Currently, it is available in Southeast Asia, which is widely sold around Malaysia, Singapore, China, Thailand, Vietnam, Indonesia, and some my other export countries like Hong Kong and Brunei.
Okay, so that is confirmation that VitaHealth is an international company that started way back about 70 plus years ago, almost 80 years ago. It has got a lot of studies internationally. It is available internationally as well. All right, so great to know that, Ben and Suat Ling.
Yeah, although we are a public listed company in Australia, whereby VitaHealth is very focused in Asian fit formulation. Why we say Asian fit is because our body size are different, our culture, our lifestyle are different, the things that we eat are different. So we are very passionate in designing things that fits into our nutritional needs, lifestyle, and also other cultural factor, for example, even weather that differs between Asian and Western.
So would I be correct, therefore, Bear, to say that VitaHealth is an Asian-focused company?
Yep, it is.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, so I just wanted that confirmation. Great to know that, that the focus is on for Asians.
Yeah, because we do have our R&D team that focus in developing products, whereas we are focusing in ingredients, the changes in the modern lifestyle kind of things. But the formulation, when it comes to Asia, probably it will be a little bit of difference with herbs, or maybe the dosage, it will differ between the Asian and Western.
So, Bear, you mentioned earlier that VitaHealth is fundamentally an Australian public listed company. So is the R&D also located in Australia or somewhere else?
We do have two teams of R&D, which means Southeast Asia, we do have a separate team as well. In Australia, we do have a team as well.
Okay, good to know. Thank you. So moving on, there are people who claim that turmeric tea, that's an in thing now, it's becoming quite popular, that turmeric tea provides sufficient quantities of curcumin. Do you care to comment about this?
Yeah, I know it's quite popular now that people are drinking turmeric tea to get the health benefits, but we should know that turmeric is not water soluble and it is very poor absorbed in our bloodstream. In fact, only 1 to 3% of the curcumin is being absorbed through our digestive system. So no doubt, taking turmeric tea can bring some health benefits, but you may need to take, many cups of the turmeric tea in order to get the same health benefits of 1 tablet of Turmercare.
Okay, so to help us understand this, Suat Ling, how many cups of turmeric tea do we need to get the same, concentration or amount in that 1 tablet of Turmercare?
Okay, by calculating the curcumin contents in turmeric powder and how it absorbs in our body, you may need to take at least 80 cups of turmeric tea in order to get the same benefits of 1 tablet of Turmercare.
Oh my God, that is shocking. 80 cups a day from the time you wake up to the time you sleep. Like, looks like every hour you got to have, I don't know, what's it like, 2 or 3 cups every hour. Okay, that's not practical at all, yeah? And it's going to be pretty expensive, I guess, also. Yeah?
Correct.
Okay, yeah. So let's shift gear a bit. And this is also another practical question. Now, sometimes I also, give speeches and lectures about supplements, and I always get this, pushback, especially from the elderly people who keep telling me that I don't need to take supplements. I get enough from the food I eat or from whatever I drink. What do you have to say about that? Or what advice can you give these people?
You see, this is a tricky question where we always receive. Just now we mentioned about 80 cups of turmeric tea, and people will throw us question about curry, kunyit, or even ginger. So you can add turmeric in your cooking. Of course, you can, like curry. But we need to know that the amount of curcumin in turmeric powder or raw turmeric root is very, very low. So, and the bioavailability is very poor as well. So you may need to take 20 bowls of curry to get the same amount of curcumin in 1 tablet of Turmercare. So which is quite impossible for us to eat that much every day, or even every hour you probably got to have 10 cups of turmeric tea. So it will lead to another health problems like obese, high cholesterol, high BP with excessive intake of curries or even turmeric tea. So it is not advisable to do so. Just a simple table can solve the problem.
Yeah, I agree totally, Bear, because a lot of people tend to forget that, to get, like what Suat Ling earlier mentioned, to get a certain quantity of whatever substance or compound, you need to ask, first of all, how much to take. And that is something that people don't really say. My mother, for example, she will tell me, oh, if you eat curry leaves, it will do this. If you take, some other, ingredient that you use in Indian cooking, you will get that. But she can't say how much to take to get that benefit. So I think this is a great point that you're making there, which a lot of people tend to forget. How much is the important question to ask? And I think the role that supplements play is that it provides everything in a convenient dose. And I think, as both what you and Suat Ling have mentioned, it is impossible for human beings, especially in these modern times, with modern agriculture and all these other issues, to get sufficient quantities from our food. So that's why we need to supplement. Okay,
Yes.
pun intended.
Yeah.
Right, and also Suat Ling pointed out something very important just now, that turmeric is, or rather curcumin, is not water soluble. Is that right? Suat Ling?
Yeah, it is not water soluble, and it is also very poorly absorbed.
Yeah, so which means that when you add turmeric into cooking, whatever it is usually water that you're adding it to, just like the turmeric tea. It is not going to be absorbed effectively, as what Suat Ling pointed out.
Yeah, correct.
So yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Suat Ling.
Yeah, it will be only absorbed 1 to 3% into your body. But however, if you heat it a bit, like when you cook the curry, you're heating it for at least 15 minutes, it can help to improve some of the absorption.
All right, so 15 minutes, yeah, Suat Ling, not longer, not shorter. Is that correct?
At least 15 minutes. Yeah,
and
not too long, because you will spoil the benefits or the health benefits of the curcumin.
Yeah, and that's another issue, Suat Ling and Bear. As a person of Indian origin, I know that there are differences in our cultures as well. For example, in Indian cooking, there is probably a lot of the food is overcooked. So you tend to lose out
all the nutrients.
The nutrients, exactly.
Correct.
All the nutrients, as compared to Chinese cooking, which is very short, and the nutrients are still intact. So that's another important point. People tend to forget how long you cook as well, because you're destroying the nutrients if you overcook. All right. So just bear that in mind. As Suat Ling said, if you want to absorb the maximum amount of curcumin in your cooking, 15 minutes is ideal, not too long.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for that tip, Suat Ling. I'm sure it's going to help a lot of people who are using turmeric in their cooking.
So to be very precise, when you cook, you got to set up the timer for every step that you are doing it. Otherwise, you'll be overcooked.
Yeah, exactly. And Bear, I am the type of person who needs timers when I cook. Okay, so for those who are watching this presentation, this video, where can they go to buy Turmercare?
Okay, for those who are interested in this product, you can get Turmercare at all leading pharmacies nationwide, or you can also buy it online from VitaHealth flagship stores in Lazada, Shopee, GrabMart, and also our website.
All right, thank you, Bear. And again, for those who are watching this, there are links below to the websites that you can buy Turmercare online, Lazada, Shopee, and even from VitaHealth's website directly, if you so wish. Or, as Bear says, walk into your nearest pharmacy and check in with them on the availability. All right. So as we reach the end of this discussion, which has been actually very interesting from my viewpoint, what are the final words of advice that both of you can provide our listeners? We'll start with you, Suat Ling.
Oh, well, chronic inflammation is associated with many modern diseases that we know, that heart disease, diabetes, Alzheimer's, arthritis, and even cancer. And the fact is, this is not a new theory. It has been long recognized, the connection between unhealthy lifestyle, inflammation, and chronic conditions, which mean that our unhealthy lifestyle, unhealthy eating habit may lead to inflammation, and inflammation may lead to chronic diseases eventually. But good news is we can do something about it. If we can live a healthy lifestyle, of course, it will be great. However, there are many external factors that are beyond our controls, like pollution, medication, stress, and etc. So taking supplement is one way to help to reduce chronic inflammation as well as to protect our body from many diseases.
Thank you, Suat Ling. Suat Ling, I wanted to ask you something which I forgot to ask you, because earlier you had mentioned that Turmercare can be used for patients who are undergoing chemotherapy. So I just wanted to ask, how long before the chemotherapy should they take Turmercare as a protective mechanism?
James,
that means how many, let's say someone is going in for chemotherapy.
When should they start?
Yeah, I think
when should they start?
Yeah, you should take 1 month before.
Sorry, Suat.
You should take 1 month before even the chemotherapy. You should
so
start
1 month before the start, and then keep taking it.
Correct.
As long as you're on chemotherapy.
Yeah.
And I guess also even after your chemotherapy or radiotherapy and whatever else, you should still, it's advisable to keep taking it. Is that correct, Suat Ling?
Correct, because it helps to reduce the free radicals in your body and also it reduce the inflammatory condition in the body. Okay.
Thanks for the confirmation, Suat Ling. So finally, over to you, Bear. Final advice to those who are watching.
Yeah, I just want to share a little bit of my personal view of according to whatever has happened since last year, and then since the pandemic has started last year, we do see significant increase in demand for health and supplements, especially COVID-related items like vitamin C, vitamin D3, elderberry, antioxidants, turmeric range, and even vitamin E is highly on demand, as the society has recognized that they need at least some minimal dose of supplements to boost up their immunity. So in a way, it actually brings a good education impact to public during bad times. So however, we still like to reinstate a little bit of reminder to the society that it is very important for you to choose the right supplements, and it is just simply about 3 key things, where number 1 is to purchase from a trusted brand. Secondly is MAL license approved by MPRA rather than some unknown sources or parallel import via online platform. And lastly, what are the ingredients that you need, and you only take what you really need, which means the dosage got to be right, the ingredients got to be right to you, instead of taking multiple kind of things that you probably don't need it. So finally, I would like to thank you, James and MADSA, for giving us your precious time to share about our humble dream in health and wellness. So it is not just about sharing about products, but we hope that this can be a very good platform to share about health knowledge, the importance of taking care of our health, and also to talk about prevention from major health issues. So it is our responsibility to take care of our health, our mental health, and health and wellness for our family and friends. So yeah.
Thank you, Bear, and it was an honor for us to have you on this series, on this episode. And I would like to end this with just emphasis on what you have just said, Bear, which is when you buy online, and this is MADSA's official position as well, when you buy supplements online, make sure, as Bear has mentioned, that the merchant reveals what the registration number is, because without the registration number, it is probably coming in from outside of the country, which means it is not approved by the National Pharmaceutical Regulatory Agency, which is the agency responsible for making sure that Malaysians get the high quality product rather than a counterfeit, probably, or some product which is stored in somebody's backyard, either in Australia or in India or China or somewhere else, and you are getting a deteriorated product which is defective. So avoid that. Just buy from official stores, Lazada, Shopee, directly from VitaHealth or from the pharmacies. So just walk in there and you are assured that you are getting approved products which are of high quality.
Yeah, yes, exactly. Because it can be just a miscellaneous mixing of ingredients, or without a proper storage. When you get it, it probably is already less effective, or maybe it is just a conflict of formulations. We just didn't know that.
All right. Thank you very much again, Bear. And for those watching, thank you once again for joining us for this episode. Thank you and bye-bye.